India Global.
India Global.
Namaste.
Swagat Cha.
Join us as we visit a close neighbor. It shares a border in the east, south and west with 5 Indian states and in the north with China.
Towering among 8 of the world's highest peaks in the Himalayan ranges that run through this country is the planet's highest point, Sagarmatha or Mount Everest.
The Buddha, the Enlightened One, was born as Prince Siddhartha here.
A princess from this land, Sita, was the royal consort of Prince Ram of Ayodhya.
And did you know this country's flag is the only one in the world which is not rectangular in shape?
Come, let's travel to Nepal.
The Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal is a landlocked country with the most altitudinal changes of any place on earth. The highest point in the northerly Himalayan ranges is above 8,800 meters and the lowest in the southern Terai plains is less than 100 meters above sea level.
Kathmandu, the capital city, is located in the central hills where most of the population lives.
Rivers, lakes and forests and a climate that ranges from the Arctic to subtropical add to the scenic splendor and rich biodiversity of the country.
There are many ethnic groups and languages here, but Nepali is widely spoken.
Hindus make up a majority of the population.
That was instrumental ensemble Kutumba from Nepal.
As close neighbors, India and Nepal share a unique relationship of friendship and cooperation characterized by open borders and deep-rooted people-to-people contacts of kinship and culture dating back centuries.
The tradition of regular high-level bilateral visits was further enhanced by the presence of the Nepalese Premier at the recent swearing-in ceremony of India's Prime Minister, says Indian Ambassador to Nepal, Ranjit Rai.
It was a great pleasure for India to receive Prime Minister Sushil Koirala recently, who participated in the swearing-in of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This was a very good gesture that was deeply appreciated in India. It reflects the importance that Nepal attaches to the mutual relationship. This relationship is unique in more ways than one, also because of the open border between our two countries. This facilitates very close exchanges and interaction, especially by people living on both sides of the border.
People from different parts of India have settled in Nepal and have contributed to the country's development generation after generation.
And many of Nepal's prominent personalities have studied in India. The challenge is to take this relationship forward, says Ambassador Rai.
The challenge today for us is to see how to use the current opportunities, both in terms of the growth potential in our respective countries and in terms of the developments in the region and beyond. How to use the current context in order to further strengthen our cooperation and benefit from the current domestic, regional and international situation. We need to be proactive, look at new sectors with potential, agriculture, opportunities in the services sector, tourism, high-value medical facilities, educational services, herbal plants and medicines. We should work together to preserve the ecology of the Himalayas. We should look at the adverse implications of climate change and how it is affecting our societies.
That was a film song sung by Swar Samrat Narayan Gopal, popular singer and music composer of Nepal.
India contributes to the development efforts of Nepal by undertaking various projects, and the scope and breadth of India's economic assistance program has been expanding over the years. Indian Ambassador Ranjit Rai elaborates.
India has been privileged to partner Nepal. We have provided considerable assistance to Nepal over the years. The figure stands above 60 billion rupees. We are engaged in more than 425 projects. We are also supporting small communities living in remote districts by providing schools, by undertaking health programs. We have a very extensive engagement and we want to further develop, improve and strengthen it.
As part of efforts towards capacity building and human resource development of Nepal, India offers around 2,200 scholarships annually for Nepalese students.
India has played a leading role in helping the Nepal army in its modernization through provision of equipment and training. India has always been proud to have Nepalese soldiers in its defense forces and has made every effort to ensure that they are well looked after and cared for in their twilight years.
Enhancing connectivity in all spheres is another priority area, says Indian envoy Ranjit Rai.
We are also engaged in strengthening the connectivity between our two countries, whether it is in terms of road connectivity, rail connectivity, connectivity through power transmission lines, integrated checkposts. And we hope that once these connectivity initiatives are completed, this will facilitate a much stronger economic, cultural and people-to-people engagement between the two countries.
India continues to be Nepal's largest trade partner, source of foreign investment and tourist arrivals. Bilateral trade figures may not be high, but the potential is enormous, says Indian Ambassador Ranjit Rai.
At one level, of course, India is the largest trading partner of Nepal, and almost two-thirds of Nepalese trade is with India. But if you look at absolute numbers, it's very small. Bilateral trade is a mere $5 billion. I'm not satisfied with this figure because I think that the potential is enormous, and I believe that once hydropower development takes place in Nepal, we will see a very, very significant rise in the bilateral trade figure as well as an alteration of the balance of trade in favor of Nepal.
Music from the Hindi film 1942, a love story starring the Bollywood diva of the 90s from Nepal, Manisha Koirala.
Civilizational links drive the close cultural relationship between the two peoples, says Indian Ambassador Ranjit Rai.
We have similarities in terms of our cultural and religious traditions, in terms of our languages, lifestyles. There have been lots of marriages across the borders, especially in the Tarai. People often speak about the relationship between India and Nepal as being one of roti beti ka sambandh. So it's a very, very close relationship. This provides the very deep foundation for the excellent ties between India and Nepal.
Myriad of temples in Nepal draw pilgrims from India in large numbers, says Envoy Rai.
It was indeed a pleasure to visit the Janakpur temple. That is the land of Janaki, Sita Devi. I am told every year hundreds of thousands of Indian pilgrims visit Janakpur to participate in the Vivaha Panchami. We have a lot of Indian pilgrims that visit Pashupatinath and Muktinath in Nepal. In fact, the priests at the Pashupatinath temple are from southern India. Similarly, there are lots of Nepalese pilgrims that visit India. So you can see this is a very unique relationship built on the extensive and very deep cultural bonds between our peoples.
Go climb a mountain because it's there.
Or river rafting or trekking. Look down on the city bustle from a rooftop restaurant.
Visit heritage city Bhaktapur, where no motor vehicles are allowed.
Watch the lakeside reflection of the Annapurna ranges.
Safari in Chitwan.
Or pick up a singing bowl.
But time now to wrap up our visit to Nepal. Before we go, here's a question for you.
India and Nepal confer a rare honor on their respective army chiefs. What is it?
Send in your answers to indiajourneys360@gmail.com.
The first 3 listeners sending in the correct answers will get a music CD from the AIR archives and a DVD from the Ministry of External Affairs.
Congratulations, Lalit Kumar Rani from Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra, and Kushagra Gupta from Delhi for sending in the right answer to a question on Fiji.
ISRO sent 2 ships, Nalanda and Yamuna, to Fiji to track the launch of Mangalyaan, India's Mars mission from the South Pacific Ocean.
Until next time then, goodbye
and travel safe.